layers deep all the way around the edge. So we're gonna, I've had some plastic wood in there, we'll have to sand that off. I'll put some plastic wood there too, we gotta sand off. I'll sand down the rest of the side here. It looks like a terrible big gap there, but actually once it gets sanded down, and it doesn't take too much plastic wood to fill up these gaps. We'll get it all sanded down, all good to go, and then we'll start clamping on. We'll glue on the flat piece. Well, I'll clamp it down. I think I only have two 4-inch clamps that'll reach around the whole outfit to clamp that down. So I might have to go get a couple more clamps. Actually, well, 4 more. I'm thinking 2, 3. Like 3 clamp areas should keep it tight around the corner. And then we'll be putting it on the track. Finally back onto the track. Alright, so let's get to do some sanding. So I filled in, I sanded down a bit and we filled in, filled in with the plastic wood. I know that looks terrible, we'll let that dry, we'll sand it off again. This side too, some more plastic wood. Sand it off and paint it. This side here is pretty much done, I think. So it does look, it's pretty smooth. Come around. So we'll get the more pieces glued on the bottom piece. I have the 3rd piece going here. We'll take that apart and glue on another section, and we'll let that dry, and that'll be it for today anyways. Alright, so we'll put this back in the drying station over there by the drive-in. And once it's all painted the same color, gray, the imperfections are a little easier to see. So there's a fill spot right there. Right there. Anyways, it is all good. Sanded all the rough stuff of the plastic wood off. We'll do another coat of paint there. There's probably still going to be some imperfections, we'll say, but we'll see after we give it a coat of paint. See, there's a hole right there too. Well, we'll paint it again. So we'll vacuum off all the dust here that I just made. And then we'll give it a good paint. So I have to go get more of these 4-inch clamps. I think they're gonna be the only thing that's gonna reach around. I was thinking if we put a wide piece, not necessarily this wide, but we'll find another piece of wood. Put a clamp, a 4-inch clamp. It's gonna have to go that way. Down on the, at least 3, I think. One here, one on this solid cross beam, and then one across the middle, so it'll hold its shape. We'll let the glue dry on that overnight for sure. And then I am hoping it'll be time to flip it over and get it back on the table. And hopefully all this work was an exercise in futility and it all falls apart as soon as I try to separate it. But, yep. Pays your money, it takes your chances. I would say this might be the last coat, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to be true. Well, we'll paint it up again. See what's left over. We've got I wiped it down with a wet paper towel to try and get rid of the sand and dust. Oh, that's just black dust. It is pretty dusty over here. See, there's a couple of spots here. There and there. A little bit there. This isn't really... Once it's one color, you can see more of the imperfections. While he's doing that, let's see if I can find this piece that I sanded down. This one there, right there. Seem to have lost my bearings, I guess you would say, on there. I know I sanded that and it fit in where I was going to put it, but I don't seem to see that anymore. Maybe I'll wait for that to dry. And I'll go cut. Inches. We'll cut this at 8 inches and cut 3 strips out of it. This is some kind of packing board for something we bought. So never throw away good wood. I was thinking last night I should use normal track. But now I'm looking, we got to be wider than just the 6 inches. So even I'll put the track on the piece and rough sketch an inch out on the side. We'll grab this thing and glue some more pieces onto it. I think you have to go like 16 inches. We'll bring this all the way around the corner from this beam to this beam, I'm thinking. And that'll give it no seam in the middle, because that is hanging in midair when it's on the track. So still deciding whether or not to put under bridge lighting, I guess. Up under the straight bridge there's lighting to light up the street underneath the bridge. So the only thing that is going to be under the bridge there is going to be a more or less street for an entrance to the drive-in. So I think the lighting for there would just be regular street lights on the table. Going to be lighting all the way pretty much up to this last 15 inches. Because the way these two streets come up this way. So maybe even 30 inches here. We'll see how it works out once we get to that point. And you have to more or less build these. I think these are a foot long. So we'll build more sections. I'll have to do some math there, figure out. That's 45 inches from there. We'll do 3 of them and we'll be 3 shy short on there, but that's fine. But anyways, we'll see when we get there. I know at one time I had this all figured out, but like I said, I kind of haven't really done anything until, like I said, I did have the corner done, but it wasn't flimsy. It wasn't going to work. Figured out a way to make it more rigid. And now we're back to pretty much where we were. Well, not for where we were. We're way far ahead. This thing's about ready to get flipped over and it's going to be finished. The underside, anyways. Stay tuned for another 80 hours of me cutting wood. No, just joking. I'm not going to bother filming me cutting wood anymore. Alright, back in the drive-in drying station. I figured it looks like it's going to have to be about 18 inches long. Just to be one solid piece around the edge. You can, more or less, you're going from this, well, the whole 12-inch radius crawl around, so to cover it should be good. I noticed at the end of the bridge on the one side, it was just the outside piece coming. There was a gap between this 3/4 inch plywood and the outside, so I just jammed a couple pieces in there to, once the glue's dry, just sand that back down or cut it all down and fix it right up again. Notice too here, this piece of fence is kind of leaned in. I think sitting on the table upside down wasn't doing it any favors. So once we're back right side up, we'll deal with that. Again, too, even on the fence here, all these lines, I'm gonna fill that in with plastic wood and make it all smooth and nice. Right now we're just concerned with getting it back on the table. On this end here, like I said before, we have to, there's an actual power tap right here in these 6-inch pieces. Those 3s are gone. It's going to be 15-inch out there into the bank corner, so we have to redo this angle, figure out the angle. That'll give us the angle on the other side. And we'll set my drill press off accordingly to drill the holes at the right angle. And we'll start making this corner. Stonehenge. The idea here with this end was like the fountain, like on the Long Beach Grand Prix in Indy racing. You get a fountain, but then we happened to be at Stonehenge and I saw this more or less whole scale Stonehenge, so we figured that we'll put that in where the fountain should be. So maybe there'd be some kind of museum parking lot out the end here. Or like you said, the backdrop can be a building, really the Ripley's Aquarium. We'll see what happens when we get there too. Oh. There's a giant ant in the forest. If you enjoy my slot car videos, please smash that like button, share my videos, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll have more slot car videos coming for you shortly.